should we do forward? What should we do now? What should we be our priorities? In that respect, I'm not going to dwell too much on it, as Nitin has already pointed out to me, but we came up with what are our focus areas. The potential focus areas we brainstormed were, number one, of course, because we have to support, we are ICF chapter. So we will support the ICF mission of leading the global advancement of coaching profession. That is the ICF mission. So to support the ICF mission and collaborate with the other India chapters is one of our top priorities. The second top priority is, of course, the support to what we do to the coaching profession at large. Okay. In that respect, my MC members will tell you about some of the things that we will do with regard to corporate outreach and etc. The third focus area is the client community. Why do we exist? After all, we are coaches, right? And why do we exist? So how do we take the value and benefit of coaching to the corporate world, the education world, the rest of the industry, and also inspire the next generation of the people into coaching, make our job so inspirational that other people follow suit. And last and not the least, the most important, our own ICF members, you who have elected us into this place, what do we need? What do we need to do for you and with you and for you? That is enhancing skills and competence, opportunities for learning and development, and of course, creating business opportunities. So when we looked at all these priorities, we consolidated our chapter mission for the next 2 years as, okay, we will try and wow members' experience. With being an ICF chapter experience, we would like to make that wow. That's the sum and substance of our chapter priorities. And I have my able team, the MC team, managing committee team, who have coined up a lot of activities and events and ideas towards these priorities and who will now share them with you. One quick thing before I wind up. This is just the beginning of a long journey. We have taken the first few steps of a long marathon. And trust me, what you're going to hear today is an expansion of these priorities. What you will hear in the coming AGM somewhere in May, first week, will be details of a calendar of events and exactly the nuts and bolts of how the rubber meets the road. You will hear that more from the members later on. Today, over to you, Nitin. I would like you to take it to our MC to further go down this path of chapter priorities. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
MG, can you stop sharing, please? Thanks. Okay, Vasu. He's our programs and learning director, and he's planned some exciting things around ICW and throughout the year for you. Vasu, can you please talk about it?
Nitin, am I audible? I thought I was muted by the host.
You were. Now you have unmuted yourself. So good.
Okay.
Go ahead, you can.
All right. Thank you. And greetings, members. I hope everybody is safe. So I would kind of take you through what I have planned. Of course, what we have planned. So the highest of priority, the shortest runway we have is the ICW 2020. Now, we had a call end March, and there was a lot of discussion and suggestions that came through by the member community. And as luck would have it, we have this situation where we have to go online. So we are well prepared for that. And the icing on the cake is that we have collaborated with other chapters. So that is bringing in a lot of power and reach. So I suppose this is going to be excellent, and you must have received a mail on block your calendar. So I request each of you to block your calendars May 4th to 10th. I'm going to come back to you shortly on what that agenda is, and I expect and request every member to participate in full energy and vigor. So one of the guiding principles of this year's program creation was that we have, in the last couple of years, have been doing a lot for the members. So this time when we did our brainstorming session that MG spoke about, we said we want our members to be successful. And what does success mean to our members, right? So therefore we said, if we have our businesses going well and all of us are well nourished, I think that's a great success factor to consider. So one of that is reach out program, where we are going, everything that we are trying to do is reaching out, right? And this year's focus is reach out. So what we have done is, in follow up and because of the situation, what we have done is, as step 2 and 3, we will carry the ICW momentum, marketing, that we have created, everything to our marketplace. And we want our members to take active participation here and make full use of this support that the chapter is going to give. I'll come back with more details on that, but at a very high level, we want to have a round table where we want to invite select HR, L&D business leaders and have a very detailed, focused conversation around coaching, topics around that, and to see how can we entrench coaching as a change agent into all these organizations. And it's a very focused activity, and it's going to, I suppose, bring a lot of value to not just the coaches from a business point or a visibility point, but also to our external stakeholders by making the coaching available to them. We have put together a volunteering process where we want our members to take the concept of what we are doing in ICW into organizations, and chapter will do a lot of support for that. So we will come out and tell you how that is, but watch out for this. This is going to be very exciting. Programs are very important, and we have a lot of things in the planning stage. We will meet once a fortnight. That's my promise. We will have book reviews, we will have storytelling, we will have learning, we will have fun. And once a quarter, we are going to meet, and like the Kolkata thing, chai pe gupshup we will do. So this is, in short, a very high level plan. But as we double click on each of that, we are going to reveal to you what our plan is. And we request your active participation in feeding back, telling us what you would like to do, what you would like to be, attending as webinars, come back and write blogs, read books, come back and we will give you the forum to also share your experiences. So we want a lot of interaction to happen with the members, and that's one of our objectives. Any questions that you may have? I'm open. Maybe
I request you to please note down the questions with you, and we will have a question answer session in the end, so that we don't break the flow and consume time of other people. Thanks, Vasu. Thanks for the inputs. Rekha, over to you.
So Nitin, before I leave, I just need to say that I have another call that I need to get in. So I'm going to step out. I will come back in the question and answer session if that is possible. But otherwise, Gauri is making notes for me and I will come back.
And if somebody is not present in this session, does not mean that the answer will not happen. So you could write down the questions, send it over to email, to either me or on the bangaloreicf@gmail.com, and we will go through that and answer to you. With that, Rekha, over to you.
Thank you so much, Nitin. Thank you, everybody, and I hope everyone is safe and healthy given the current situation. So, I would be managing the research and publication wing for our chapter, and the focus that we want to have for this year is both to the members, which is internally, and also as an external world focus. So, what would members be receiving from our end from this vertical is more in terms of how they can brand themselves, how they could contribute to the demand of coaching, how can they position themselves as a value to their clients. And we also plan to have our website to become more business oriented. We're also going to introduce a lot of industry research work with collaboration with other chapters, which you will hear from me very soon. So there'll be a lot of research and data that would be published, which you could take it to your clients and which can really help you have some meaningful conversations, which will in turn also help build visibility for coaches and also become a platform for knowledge sharing. And what the external world will typically see from the coaches is, they'll also get more knowledge about coaching and creating awareness about that. They'll also get access to the coaches who are here and, how do they really pick up some of the coaches. And also they will get to actively participate in some of our events, which will also give a platform for the members to, build their network with the guests that we bring for these events. And also the external will also have certain features featuring people from the external world like CXOs and CHROs in some of our publications, which will also help members to gain some more insights of the external world. They'll also get a sense of what's happening from a business standpoint, how are organizations evaluating certain coaching engagements and so on and so forth. And members will also receive some inputs on how the L&D budgets are typically being used in organizations, and that can create a lot of insightfulness for coaches as well. And just to give a very sneak preview, we are soon going to launch, come up with a magazine, which is, and I request complete support and from all you members who can contribute to this. We are already partnering. I'm sure you've seen an email from the Research and Publication Desk for participation in the Southeast Asia survey. And we are partnering with Singapore and other chapters to come up with a study report, which will focus on organization trends across Southeast Asia regions. So that will be kind of a very effective study that's going to come up. And going down the line, we're also going to come up with an India level research in collaboration with other chapters. And more you will hear from me, as and when we progress towards that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share today at this point of time. Nitin, maybe you can make a note of some of those questions. I'm also making a note of those. Yeah.
I would actually let the questions be there, and I'll read them in the later.
Sure.
I'll continue to go through them.
Sure.
Thanks, Rekha, for putting this together. I'll go next to Gauri.
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, Gauri, we can.
Okay, great, thanks. So yeah, let me just jump right into the Corporate Connect and partnerships, as this vertical is called. So this is what I would be focusing on. So we are looking at the external facing. This is basically an external facing vertical. And but we are not losing sight of what is our primary goal, which is basically, as MG said, giving a wow experience to our members, right? So while we are focusing on external entities, we want to see how we can add value to our members by means of increasing the visibility around coaching as a profession, increasing access to members through various events and so on, right? So to achieve this, we are going to be looking at direct and indirect means. The direct means would be for companies in the broader sense of the word. So it would be large corporates, it would be startups, it would be MSMEs and NGOs also I have mentioned here, though they are not technically companies, but essentially from an outward facing perspective, this is what we would be looking at. The purpose and the focus here would be that we increase awareness in the industry beyond the the large MNCs which may already be aware of and using coaching as an intervention. Second, even within large MNCs, it is typically the senior leaders who get sponsored by companies for coaching programs. So what we want to look at is the next layer of people who may be not aware of coaching and what it can do for them, and encourage them to be able to use this as a self-development tool where they could themselves invest in coaching for themselves. So that would be the focus. Startups, again, we are not looking at early phase startups. We would want to be interfacing with the growth phase startups, which is where they have a need for building their leadership ladder as a whole as they go through their growth activities, right? So it would be. So I don't want to go through all the details, but essentially that's what we are going to be looking at in terms of companies. Coming to the indirect means of growing business and building awareness, we are looking at two areas. One is the coaching aggregators. As all of you must be aware, this is a growing business both in India and internationally. A lot of large companies are using coaches not directly anymore. They are coming through aggregators. So we want to have partnerships with aggregators, and we have already started conversations with a few of them. And what we want to do is to ensure that or enable that if there is business in Bangalore which requires multiple coaches, then we are the first go-to organization for aggregators. So that's what we are working through. Right now, we are focusing on the India-based ones, and then in subsequent quarters, our focus will also be on the international aggregators. The last one is the industry forums. So we want to look at, again, how we can use their platform to broadcast and have a larger reach in terms of what coaching is and what it can do for companies, especially for the smaller companies who traditionally do not use coaching as much as larger companies who are more aware of it. So that at a 30,000 feet level is what our approach is going to be. Under each of these, we have a lot of activities planned, including some of the events like Vasu talked about and various other things. So what the theme is going to be rekha within the team. So some of the events that we would do here, identify for corporates, Vasu may run and so on, and the research that Rekha is doing, how we penetrate to the corporates in other places. So inter-team collaboration is one. The second thing that I want to touch upon is for many of these events that we run and activities that we run, we want to have a large active participation from the members. So soon we would be sending out mailers for asking for volunteers. There is opportunity for several members to take up one thing and run it end to end. And we all that would come out as we start communicating about these specific activities. So do look out for messages around that in the coming weeks. That's where I want to stop for now. Thank you very much for listening in.
Thank you, Gauri. Thank you, Gauri. Rajiv, over to you.
Thank you, boss. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, but I can't see you.
Oh, okay. Seeing is believing, is it? Okay. All right, I'm here. Okay. Thanks, Nitin. Thanks, everyone. Just want to say that you would have heard all the speakers talk about collaboration. MC spoke about it. at the beginning that we are here to further the ICF mission in collaboration with the other chapters. You heard Vasu say it. You heard Rekha say it. You heard Gauri say it. So that's largely what I will talk about. Um, last year we created a forum which is across chapters. It's called Forum 2. This was all the 5 chapters have one representative, and I am your representative into that forum. The forum is about doing things together and growing things together, and so that's the objective of this forum. It has a 4-point agenda, which you can see on the slide. The first agenda is obviously getting everybody together, get all of the chapters to work together on the same sort of agenda. For example, this meeting which we are having today with roles defined for each and every person, we are trying to make that consistent across chapters. So as of now, Bombay has the same structure, we have the same structure, and others, we hope that they will follow as well. So collaborate, and then grow coaching together, right? The whole concept of, hey, we all know that, and Vasu said, bring more business. We have to grow coaching. There is a huge opportunity in our country to grow coaching. So, that is a big focus for Forum 2. Third is grow the coach capability, right? We can only do well if we are a strong contingent of not just in numbers, but in capability as well, which all of us collectively have talked about and will be talking about, that how we'll make that happen. And once we do all of that, we would be able to increase the focus for ICF onto India, and that can take different forms, right? It could be more investment in India, could be more presence. We already have one ICF representative in India, so she's doing a lot of work for us. More of that can happen. So that's overall, collaborate, grow coaching, grow coaches, and increase our influence. So that's the objective of this forum too. I'll give you examples of what's happening. So you'll see that some of that work is already underway, and everyone is involved. I mean, this literally, my role in this is limited to the point of just enabling. Like you see that Vasu is working across all chapters to do a across India ICW. I believe we tried this in 2018. Jagdish told me just a few minutes ago that we tried that, and now with Nitin and Vasu putting their weight together along with all the other chapters, we are very likely to have a solid, ICW week and ICW day. It'll be, like as Vasu said, it'll increase our reach and increase our power. It's all driven by people across the chapters. So collaboration. How are we going to grow coaching? You heard Rekha talk about the organizational development survey, which she's driving again across chapters. You guys have seen messages about it. All the chapters are putting messages in their organization. We are collaborating with, let me not commit, but we are working towards a collaboration with NHRD to do this. Idea is, what's the purpose of the survey? She'll talk more about it. But the idea is to understand why coaching is not growing. There's so much of potential. We had this whole guru concept, forever, and this is one country where coaching is not growing. So understand what HR people have to say about it, and then share that with all of you in the chapter, so that we can collectively take action as to, they might say it's too expensive. They might say different things. We understand top 2-3 things, and then focus on that and work towards growing coaching. Obviously, everyone should understand this is a multi-year effort. It's not going to happen in, what's not happened in the last 15 years cannot happen in the next 15 months. But that's something which we are working towards, and driven by Rekha across all chapters in collaboration, right? So that's what is happening. The third point, which is grow coach capability, increase our reach, increase the visibility of ICF per se, is something which you will see a launch on Thursday. which is called Coaches for You. You'll hear about it. It's a more independent and a collaborative activity across chapters, which is driven by 50, 60 of us. Vasu's part of it, Gauri's part of it. It's to give back to the community in this COVID-19 situation. We try to see if we can do sessions for the community about how to work from home. We're also trying to see if we can do uh, one-on-one sessions for people who are troubled by job security. So it's going to be, we hope that it is going to be a very large initiative, again something which is happening across across not necessarily right now through the chapters, but definitely it's a lot of chapter members involved in it. So that's the effort which is being driven by number of people to make that happen. Lastly, there are other forum initiatives which you will see. Um, Idea is that it becomes one India, and we try and do this together rather than separately, so that we can go back to ICF and talk about what needs to happen in India. Now, this is somewhat of my own interest and agenda, and we still have to, and some sharing with you guys from our chapter that we want to take this forward, because ICF can do a lot more in our country, which hasn't happened. So we want to see that happen. So if we collaborate, we have one voice, we grow coaching together, we grow our capability, become stronger, one voice, then I think we'll have a lot more say in what we can, what we want ICF to do here. So long-term agenda, not something which will happen in 6 months, 1 year, but that's our focus. So that's my new hat for now. And I'm going to quickly walk through the second slide, which Nitin tried to push me to go to faster. So now I will go on to that. This is my old hat, but just new approach. To my knowledge, a chapter website started sometime in 2018, and I think Nitin spearheaded this whole thing. And when that happened, I think we created ourselves a solid presence. We had a solid website. We put that out there. And then in 2019, we changed the focus to say, let's showcase our members through the chapter website. So you saw that, there's a search for find a coach, all the, chapter members are listed. We had a few blogs, etc. But it remained a very coach-centric website. So if you go to any of our websites of any of the chapters, it's all for coaches. It's not for HR folks. Yeah, it's all about this is what our chapter is. This is what we do. This is what we offer to our members. And some of us were thinking about it, and I think it was Gauri who triggered this thought. That what's the point of this, right? Why do we have a coach only or a member centric website? How will we grow coaching this way? It doesn't work this way. So then it struck us that we should have to completely transform and reverse our website to actually make it external facing. It should attract non-coaches. Coaches are here, and we will grow. More coaches will happen if the business is there, right? But what you need to do is grow the business. So we are working on this, and this is something which you should see in the longer term. It's a 1-year project that we will completely turn it around to become a client and HR or corporate or NGOs facing website where they can come in and get value from the website. They can learn stuff. They can learn about leadership. They can learn about what is coaching, what's the value, and so that's our plan. Many of us are going to work towards making that happen. We'll have put out publications. We'll have Gauri talk about all the partnerships we will do with the community. So that's the second thing which I do right now. Back to you, Nitin.
Thank you, Rajiv. Please keep your question going on either in a chat box or you can note it down, and We will have a Q&A session just after 2 slides. Okay, so this is Ravi Panikar's slide. He is the person who is driving the membership and member experience. And he has recently taken over from Mukesh. So Mukesh has already set a bar from him. He used to fill in the big shoes. And he has done some fantastic work immediately after coming in. So the first time ever in our history, we have 84 members already in our group. All-time high, 12 new members enrolled this year, and a lot of members have already paid because of the drive, that he initiated right after joining in. So that's one thing that has happened. Secondly, following the lead from Global ICF, we have also extended the discounted rate till April 30th, 2020, which is 2,000 rupees is discounted, and the membership has been extended to June 30th, 2020 for people who have been as part of the 2019 and 2020 membership. A few things that will continue to happen as part of the member delight, and we look forward for your input in terms of what else would you like to happen. Is a periodical member connect. I'm sure a lot of you would have attended and enjoyed the session that were happening in terms of member connect every alternate month. We intend to maybe increase the frequency of that and see if we can do it monthly. But we will continue to do that periodical member connect. We are also in the process of designing a consolidated way of taking a member feedback for all the programs and events that we conduct. We have put in a little effort on that, and you'll see that in the end of the session today as well. Then there is another idea which is called Learning Sundays on WhatsApp group, where Ravi was talking about posting a question, a coaching question through email or on a WhatsApp, and see and engage our coaches together in the thought-provoking answers and questions. That's what Ravi wanted to present as part of member and membership experience. I'm presenting this on his behalf. Going to the next one, which is community service. So two objectives. So I'm the one who is looking after the community service projects now. So far till last year, we have completed our engagements with Akshara Foundation and Agastya Foundation. And now we need to start engaging with the new NGOs, because we have made those NGOs independent, and we see that we as coaches can provide services to more such organizations and make them independent. I wanted to define the purpose. So there are only two purposes that I see for the community service project. One is create impact by giving back to the community, and provide opportunities of the pro bono coaching to our coaches who are part of the chapter. Not a whole lot has happened, but the planning has been done. So this is what the plan looks like. We are in the exploration phase of some potential NGOs. I'm already talking to two. In fact, I had a discussion with an NGO just before this call. And I intend to finalize our exploration by end of this month. I intend to finalize and sign up the MOUs by next month end. And in the process, would want to make sure that we have a very clear-cut responsibilities and roles defined for coaches, for organizations, for chapter, and for the participants, so that we know what is expected out of each of them, and we increase the robustness of process. Yatin has done a fantastic job. He's already created some good processes, and we see how do we continue to leverage them and enhance on them as we go further. We established success criteria, and then in June, somewhere around in June, either starting on mid, we will come to you to ask for volunteers. There are two kind of volunteers that we will look for. One are the volunteers who could pick up a particular engagement with an NGO and run through that end to end. So kind of do the program management of the whole engagement with the NGO. And we will also look for volunteers who would do coaching for the individuals or a team coaching. And we will also look for the volunteers who could go and give a leadership workshops to some of these NGOs. So these are 2-3 kind of volunteers that we look for. And as we reach there, we will come back to you and ask for the feedback. Then through July till October, we continue to execute, monitor, and track. And in December, we intend to do the facilitation. It does not mean that the program will be culminated, but it just means that we will have some identified measurement results by then, and we will report it back to you and celebrate and learn and felicitate the people who have contributed towards this act. So that's the plan as of now on the community service. Oh, and forgot to mention that we all contributed about 60,518 rupees for the ration of daily workers. So I would want to give everybody a huge round of applause for contributing, and thank everybody for contributing this. With that, I will go to question answers now. So you can unmute. I'll stop the share, or if you want me to continue the share, I can. But please, you can open up the question answers now.
Okay, Nitin, they have some 6 questions. So I have noted it down. So first of all, can you unshare, please? Yeah. So quickly, the first question was from Arvind Nachaya on there are so many organizations offering free courses, neuroscience and positive psychology, etc. Can ICFs do it? Yes. So quickly, I don't want to give you too many details. Right now, we are trying to find out whether we can collaborate with one of the professors of Christ College and do a participant fee-based 1-week workshop on NLP. And the first dipstick measurement is where there's a lot of members who are showing interest in it. But answer to you, Arvind, is yes, we will also support programs collaborating with people on neuroscience and positive psychology. Okay. Arvind, are you there? Okay, Arvind says thank you. Jagdish, you did mention, yes, it's a very interesting thing you raised up.
Can I say something to Arvind before you move on to next?
Yeah.
Vasu here. So gentlemen, we will come back to you and maybe take a survey kind of thing on what are the topics that you would be interested in, and that's going to help us plan the schedule. So I will look forward to your feedback on the survey. Thank you.
Can I ask all of you to open your videos now? It will be fantastic to see you while we talk to you.
Yeah. Okay. Jagdish did mention a very important point about the difference between co-creation when we work with other chapters and collaboration. Jagdish, absolute pearl of wisdom. We understand where you are going, and we will be careful that these two things are not muddled up. Okay, we have to ensure there's some amount of independence with regard to creativity, as well as we need to collaborate. Thank you for the point, and we will remember that. Okay. Suresh has talked about, he said a lot of seminars, a lot of other chapters are conducting webinars. There's a lot of conflicts, communications are going haywire. I think absolute need. That's exactly what we want to do, what Rajiv and Vasu are trying to work on. We will try to avoid these kind of conflicts. We will work with other chapters, and we'll try and see how we can evolve a nice calendar for all of you so that you don't have to face this conflict and miss important webinars from other people. Thank you for that suggestion, Suresh, and we will carry that. Bikram, he has talked about how do we have a metric for measurement of the website? Whether is it contributing, how much business is it bringing? Brilliant point. Thank you very much. Nothing that cannot be measured will ever get improved. I agree with you. We haven't thought through this. Thank you for the idea. Rajiv, he has given us some homework on this. He is, maybe if you have an idea, you can respond to him directly, but otherwise we'll come back to him. Yes, Rajiv.
No, I don't have a response right now, except, a quick question to maybe the people who are here, that did they see anything come their way through the website? Did any client mention, I saw you on the website? If not, then looks like we have some work to do.
But in all fairness, I think we need to, because we will be spending some money on the website. I think that's where he is going, and we'll be putting some effort on this website. So is it really contributing to business development? Because we are saying it will be external reaching. Great point, Bikramjit. We will work on this. We haven't thought through this, but we will work on this. But if you can support us with a little more detail than from the idea itself, we'll be happy to enlist your support. Okay.
Why don't we request Bikramji to actually coordinate with Rajiv directly, right? And help him out in putting together a measurement criteria.
Yeah, that's what we are requesting. If you want, he'll be very happy to have that.
Great.
Bobby has raised a point about mechanism of CCUs from attending other webinars of other chapters. Bobby, again, we haven't thought through this. Nitin has been giving you last 2 years CCUs for Bangalore chapter webinars and Bangalore chapter activities like conclave and whatnot. How do we interact with other chapters and get you the CCUs from other chapters? Thanks for the idea. We will see how we can get back to this. There will be an interesting, I think with collaboration with other chapters, we should be able to swing that. But
especially now that you're saying ICW is going to be collaborative effort.
Absolutely correct.
So Bobby, this time, Anjil, let me take this one. Bobby, this time around, you may not get CCUs in ICW, and as Vasu will share in the coming time frame, the objective of ICW this time is outward focus and not necessarily a coach learning week, because typically coach learning week continues to happen throughout the year. This ICW, even ICF, focused towards reaching out and creating coaching awareness, and that's the objective. So it is not going to be a whole lot of coach learning in this week. So unlikely you'll get a CCU in this week.
I'm fine. I'm just saying if that is there, we have to have a mechanism. That's all.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, by the way, Arvind has got some opinion to offer. Arvind, can you speak up, please? He has commented that he has received the CCUs for webinars of other chapters. Maybe.
Yeah, I have. When I've attended, they have a requirement with a password at the end. So after submitting everything, you get it automatically. For Bombay chapter, I've received it a couple of times.
Yeah, this is Bikram. I also received a couple of times from Hyderabad. So exactly same. If you have the password at the beginning and the end, you give those in a mail and you get the CCUs.
No, I also got it, but when it is independent webinars, when it is part of ICW, I never got it. That's the only thing.
Okay, thanks, okay. Bobby. We have noted. Thanks, Arvind and Bikramjit, for your opinions. Okay, Suresh also seemed to have received it from Delhi and Bombay and all that. Fair enough. Last question was from, it is written Regal Unlimited. You have to unmute and we have to see your face, buddy.
Okay. That's Subhash.
Our friend Subhash the Great.
The chat message gives Regal Unlimited. Thank you, Subhash. Your question was, how do we align on the CSR activities of ICF Ignite? Last year we did, okay? I was one of the persons also who participated in the ICF Global Ignite program. And this year also we will connect with them and find out as to how we can align our CSR programs along with the ICF Ignite. Okay, absolutely. That will be done, Subhash. Okay, these are the questions which are there on the chat message. Now I'll throw it open to anyone who wants to speak up. Yeah.
MG, I think Rekha had a question on the research journals. Yes, Rekha, that will be available for members. The research report is intended to be for members, essentially.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Rekha.
Thank
you. MG, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Someone is asking.
One of the things that we can do this couple of years is get more opportunities for creating CCUs, whether it's through webinars or whether it's through even physical face-to-face sessions, because we have some members who are able to do that. So that's something that we can offer. Yeah.
There was some question somebody was asking, I think.
Yeah, that was me. MG, just wanted to know the status on the second week's collection for the COVID-19. Because the first week it was 60,000, second week, where are we?
Okay, I don't have it ready because I didn't look into the bank, but bank statement this week, I will do that today and I will respond back to all of you. I don't have it with me, sorry. But I don't know. Nitin, would you know?
No, actually, MG, I realized that we have not been able to go and distribute on our own, and we.
No, he's asking about second week.
I understand, MG, what he's asking. I'm just giving a little bit of context of what we did and why we did. So we ended up giving funds to the known registered organizations for the packing and giving it to the workers. And we have stopped collecting the payments and the funds now on the COVID-19 because we thought that if we are not able to do it on our own, then it is probably in benefit of members to decide where and how they want to do. So Jagdish, we are not collecting funds anymore. The collections that we have had so far was 60,518, and that we have contributed already.
It's sad that we have stopped the effort. I mean, we could have found solutions for it. There are so many people out there who need help. There are so many people.
I know, Jagdish. And if people are doing it in their individual capacity already, just to let you know.
Yeah, one of the things that I'd like to just share here is also the COVID situation is a little delicate. So not all registered NGOs are really taking it up. There are difficulties that they are facing. So there are only a certain limited number of people that are continuing that effort. So that's something that also contributes to the situation.
No, but there are organizations like Feed My Bangalore, Feed My Mumbai, Feed My Delhi, which are doing a fantastic job. If we can collect and give the money to them, they are doing the redistribution. You can check it out.
Now that you have said it, we will definitely quickly re-examine this and see if you have to open it again. I'll come back to you. So, any other questions from anybody? Can we, as Nitin says, can we all turn on our videos to see all the pictures? Maybe I'll do a controlled print screen and capture all these photographs. Thank you. Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Subhash. Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you, John. Oh, John, you're sitting in the balcony with green background. Okay, cool.
And I'm squatting and sitting. I'm not sitting on a chair.
Wow. Oh, you're doing exercises on top of it. Thank you, Suresh.
No exercise, just squatting.
Squatting, okay. Thank you, Prakash, and thank you, Ravi. Aditi and Mallika, once you are on, then I'll take a picture of this. This will be a 5x5, 25 people. Thank you, Mallika and Aditi. Aditi, can you please turn on your video if you can? Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, no, not yet. Thank you, Aditi. Thank you. So I will just share this right away.
You have to scroll and take both, huh? Remember.
Oh, there is, yeah, I'll just scroll and take both. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, I don't want to miss that. 1 second. So the first one, I will send it across.
So I've shared a quick form on the chat. We would like to hear from you. There are only 3-4 questions there. If you could just quickly go and respond on that, it will be great.
Yeah, this is just a hang on. Let me just pick up these pictures. I just can't afford to miss them. I'll just go to the second page and see who all have joined in the second page. There's 2 more. So
2 more person need to.
2 more persons need to. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Who was Vasu has come back? Malli and Usha. Okay. Mallika and Usha, can you just please turn on your Mallika and Usha? Can you please turn on your? Yes, thank you. Thank you. One more. Usha, please. Thank you. Thank you, Usha. Please turn on the video. All right, let's go. Let's go. So I will just share, I will just send it to you by WhatsApp, these pictures. So you'll like them. Okay, go ahead, Nitin. Sorry.
I just said I've shared a form with everybody on the chat box. If you could just go and fill that up, it will be useful. Put in your name and let us know where do you want to share, what did you get, what did you not get. It will be good to hear from you. This is part of our initiatives where we are trying to collect feedback from everybody.
It's real quick, huh? While MG was taking a photo shot, I did it. It's like simple. Good job, Nitin.
Thank you.
And good job coordinating this whole thing. Really hard to get everyone to present, send their slides. I know how it works. All look nice and plan. I mean, by the way, I don't know how many of you know this team under the leadership of MG, Lenny, and everybody else, of course, has been working for like almost 2 months, if I'm not wrong, at least 2 months, to put this whole plan together. Yeah, I mean, I've not done a lot myself, but then these guys have done an amazing job. So I think a big hand for these guys would be good.
So because nobody is saying, Raji, you're asking us to clap for ourselves.
I didn't do much. I mean, it was like, I mean, these are, and they were, MG like held these meetings in his house and offered free chai and samosas and all of that. So.
Okay. Good.
Thank you. We need, along with your claps, we actually need your hands and legs on the ground in the coming time frame. So we are looking forward for that.
Absolutely. So the first picture has gone.
But how do you see the form? I cannot see the form.
There is a link that I sent Vikram.
So I can do it later.
No, just put it right there. Na? Click on that link.
It doesn't work.
No, you
copy paste. Copy paste.
Oh, okay. So copy paste. Okay. Yeah. So you probably have to copy paste.
Or you have to do control and then click.
No, just copy paste.
Both the pictures have gone to the ICF member group, and I will also send it to ICF friends group.
MG, I hate to say this, but if you post it in just one group, it's enough.
Oh, is it? Okay. Right now, this is not enough. I think there are 2 groups, right?
No, this image should go to both the groups.
All the
group,
are in friends.
You can delete from here and post there.
Yeah.
It goes there? All right, cool. Then I'll send it.
Because to encourage others to join this group.
It goes to the other group. I already sent it to you. It's there in your WhatsApp. You can see your picture there. Unfortunately, I think I missed picture of Usha in one. I don't know. What should we do about it? Okay. All others, we have got there. So, summarizing, can I just take a minute, Nitin, with your permission?
It's all your meeting, MG. Go ahead, do whatever you want.
Okay. No, just so that we just have just put this in our minds. I just want to consolidate with what we did today. Please reach out to any of these members. See, I'm now sharing with whom you could contact. There are 9 of us. MG and me, Lini, the president, vice president. I suppose we are guys who are currently jobless. The main initiatives are being run by Rekha. She's in charge of all. She's director research, owns innovation related activities. Nitin, secretary and director CSR programs. So anything on CSR, please reach to him. On anything on this, on the running of the affairs, you could either reach to Nitin, who is the secretary, or you could reach to Ravi, who is the director of membership. Winston, of course, is our treasurer. He's going to ensure that we just don't go overboard, and he will be looking forward to some creative ways of making some revenue for the chapter as well. Gauri, you saw, she is all external, corporate rates, simple and straightforward. She's got some targets, some 5 big corporates in 2 years. So we look forward to all of your support. Please reach out to her if you can connect with corporates, can connect with CEOs, HR leaders. Your support will be most welcome to Gauri. She will be reaching out to all of you. Vasu, all programs and events will come under his jurisdiction. And Ravi, of course, he's your front point of contact, frontline man, who will be the sales guy for ICF chapter, grabbing membership. So anything which can make you get additional members from your other peers, etc., please reach out to him. He will do the wow thing. And Rajiv, of course, is our director for marketing and communication, and on forum too. And accountability for membership experience will rest with largely me, and I'll put Lenny also a little bit on the chopping block, both of us. We are accountable for your experience. Wow. That's what our goal is, and that's what we want to achieve. And we really look forward to your active support and participation, ideas, and of course, criticism and way forward. That's from me. Thank you. Lenny, you want to say anything?
The only thing that I'd like to share is to tell everyone that this chapter is for you. It's about supporting you in every way, whether it's internal learning or trying to support you for getting business or reaching out globally, whatever it is. So we really need to be interactive, and your ideas and your suggestions and your feedback is really welcome. We really need that, because we need to really understand what you want from us. So please do stay with us and give us that as far as possible, and we'll try the best we can do for you.
Over to you, Nitin.
That's it.
Okay, I think we have crossed the hour. We are at 6:03 right now, and I wouldn't want to take anybody else's time. So I would want to say thank you everybody for joining in, and don't forget to reach out to any of us, as MG has pointed out, and put in your names for the areas that you would want to volunteer.
Yeah, can we turn on the videos and say a bye-bye to everybody so that we can all see? Yeah, Bikram, Vasu, Aditi, Usha, thank you everybody. Let's all wave and stay safe. Yeah, awesome picture this is. Really, Malika, Usha, please. Nitin, what are you not waving for? Okay, Usha, can you do that?
I'm waiting for both the other ladies to come on board, and then I will wave my hand.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.